I want to talk to you about something deeply personal, something we all struggle with at some point in our lives: how to move on, let go, and forgive. I know this isn't easy. Life has a way of throwing us into situations where holding on feels safer, even though it hurts us. But I want you to know, from the bottom of my heart, that healing is possible. It begins with a choice to release the grip of pain and open your heart to the possibility of peace. I want you to sit with me here just for a moment. Close your eyes if you can and take a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. Now let it go, slowly. That breath you just took, it's a gift, a reminder that life continues, moment by moment. As long as you are breathing, you have the power to create a new beginning. I know you might be thinking, but how, Louise? How do I even start when my heart feels so heavy? Trust me, I've been there. The first step is acknowledging where you are right now. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel angry or betrayed. Your emotions are valid and they deserve to be felt. But remember, you are not your emotions. They are just visitors passing through, and they don't define who you are. I want you to picture yourself holding a heavy bag. Inside this bag are all the memories, all the pain, all the anger you've been carrying. It's so heavy, isn't it? And yet, you've been dragging it along, believing you have no choice. But what if I told you that you could set it down? What if I told you that letting go doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened? Letting go simply means choosing freedom over suffering. Take another deep breath with me. Imagine placing that heavy bag on the ground, just for now. Feel how much lighter you become. This is what letting go feels like: a release, a surrender to the flow of life. You are no longer fighting against the current. You are allowing yourself to be carried to a better place. I know forgiveness feels like the hardest part. You might be thinking, how can I forgive when they've hurt me so deeply? Forgiveness is not about them. It's about you. It's about reclaiming your peace, your power, your joy. When you hold on to anger and resentment, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness is the antidote. It's not something you do for them. It's a gift you give to yourself. Let's talk about the pain for a moment. Pain is a teacher. It shows us where we are still growing, where we need to heal. Instead of running from it, I want you to gently lean into it. What is it trying to teach you? Perhaps it's asking you to set boundaries, to value yourself more, to trust your intuition. There is wisdom in your pain, if only you take the time to listen. As we begin this journey together, I want you to remember that healing is not linear. Some days you'll feel strong, like you've made progress. Other days, the hurt might resurface, and that's okay. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about learning to live fully in the present despite it. Be patient with yourself. You are doing the best you can, and that is enough. Now, I want to share something deeply personal with you. There was a time in my life when I carried so much anger and hurt towards someone who wronged me. I thought I could never forgive them. But then I realized the only person I was hurting was myself. I was giving them power over my happiness, my peace. When I finally chose to forgive, it felt like a weight had been lifted off my soul. It wasn't easy, and it didn't happen overnight, but it was worth it. You have that same power within you. You can choose to set yourself free. You can choose to move forward with love instead of resentment. And I'm here to remind you that you don't have to do it all at once. Healing happens one moment, one breath, one step at a time. take this moment for yourself. Place your hand over your heart and say, I am willing to let go. I am willing to forgive. I am willing to heal. You don't have to feel it fully just yet. Simply being willing is enough to set the wheels of change in motion. Your willingness is a spark, and that spark can ignite a flame of transformation. As we continue this journey, I want you to know that you are not alone. So many people have walked this path before you, and so many are walking it with you now. Together, we can create a space of love and understanding where healing becomes possible. Remember, my friend, you are stronger than you know, and your best days are still ahead. Let's continue this journey together. If you're still with me, I want to acknowledge how much courage it takes to even think about letting go and forgiving. You are brave, my dear friend. And while this road may feel uncertain, remember that every step you take is a step toward freedom. Right now, I want you to reflect on the idea of holding on. What are you holding on to? Is it anger, regret, sadness, or even the fear of moving forward? Often we hold on because it feels familiar. Even pain can feel like a safety net when the alternative seems unknown. But let me tell you something. The unknown holds so much beauty. It holds your healing, your peace, your joy. I want you to imagine your heart as a garden. Over the years, seeds of love and joy have been planted there, but so have seeds of anger, resentment, and sorrow. Those negative seeds have grown into weeds, and they're taking up space where beautiful flowers could bloom. The process of letting go is like tending to your garden. You gently pull out the weeds, not to erase the past, but to make room for the life you truly deserve. Think about the people who have hurt you. I know it's painful. They may have said things or done things that felt unforgivable. And yet, holding on to that pain keeps them rooted in your heart, taking up space that could be filled with love. When you let them go, you're not saying that what they did was okay. You're simply choosing to no longer let their actions define your happiness. You're reclaiming your garden. Forgiveness often feels like a mountain we're too tired to climb. But here's the truth. You don't have to reach the peak all at once. You just have to take one step at a time. Start small. Think of a moment that hurt you. Acknowledge it. Say to yourself, this happened and it hurt, but I will not let it control me anymore. Each time you do this, you're chipping away at the wall of resentment, brick by brick. Let me tell you a little secret about forgiveness. It's not about the other person at all. It's about you. It's about freeing your own soul from the chains of bitterness and anger. When you forgive, you're not letting them off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook. You're releasing yourself from the burden of carrying that pain every day. Isn't that worth it? Now, let's talk about self-forgiveness. This is something we rarely speak about, but it's just as important as forgiving others. How many times have you blamed yourself for something in the past? How many times have you replayed a mistake in your mind, wishing you could go back and change it? My dear, you are human. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to learn and grow. Be gentle with yourself. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and picture your younger self. Imagine them standing before you with all their hopes and fears, their joys and sorrows. Look into their eyes. Do you see how hard they've been trying? Now wrap your arms around them in your mind and say, I forgive you. I love you. You did the best you could. Let that forgiveness flow through you because you deserve it just as much as anyone else. Self-forgiveness is the foundation for forgiving others. When you learn to be kind to yourself, you can extend that kindness to the people around you. It doesn't mean you excuse their actions. It means you choose to live with an open heart rather than a closed one. Take a deep breath with me. Feel the air filling your lungs, nourishing your body. As you exhale, imagine releasing a little bit of that pain you've been holding on to. It doesn't have to happen all at once. Just a little at a time is enough. Each breath you take is a reminder that you are alive. And as long as you're alive, you have the power to heal. I know what you're thinking. But Louise, what if I can't let go? What if it's too hard? My love, there is no right or wrong way to heal. There is only your way, and it's perfect just as it is. Some days you might feel like you've taken a step forward, only to take 2 steps back the next day. That's okay. Healing isn't a straight line, it's a dance. Sometimes it's messy, but it's always beautiful. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who remind you of your worth. Talk to a trusted friend, a counselor, or even write your feelings in a journal. There is power in sharing your story, in letting it out instead of holding it in. When you speak your truth, you create space for healing to take root. And if you ever feel overwhelmed, come back to this moment. Right here, right now, you are safe. You are loved. You are exactly where you need to be. Place your hand on your heart and feel its steady rhythm. That's your life force, your inner strength. It's been with you all along, and it will guide you through even the darkest moments. Forgiveness, letting go, it's a journey, not a destination. And like any journey, it begins with a single step. You've already taken that step by being here, by listening to these words. That's something to celebrate. You are moving forward, even if it doesn't always feel like it. Trust in the process. Trust in yourself. I want to share something with you that has always helped me when forgiveness feels like an impossible task. It's the understanding that everyone, yes, everyone, is doing the best they can with the tools they have at that moment. This doesn't mean their actions were right or excusable. It simply means that people act from their own pain, their own wounds, their own limitations. When I began to see the world through this lens, something shifted inside me. The anger I held started to soften, just a little. And in that softness, I found the courage to forgive. Think of the person who hurt you. I know it's hard, but try to picture them not as they are now, but as they were as a child. A small, innocent child who didn't yet know pain, fear, or anger. Can you see them? Now imagine that child growing up, experiencing their own wounds, their own heartbreaks. It doesn't excuse their actions, but it helps you understand that their hurtful behavior came from a place of their own unhealed pain. When you look at the people who have wronged you through this compassionate lens, you begin to realize something profound. Their actions were never about you. Their words, their behavior, they were a reflection of their inner world, not your worth. You are not the sum of someone else's pain. You are whole, complete, and beautiful, exactly as you are. Now let's talk about trust. Forgiveness and trust are often confused, but they are not the same. You can forgive someone without allowing them back into your life. Forgiveness is about releasing the weight of anger and resentment from your own heart. Trust, on the other hand, is something that must be earned. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to protect your peace. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to open the door to everyone who's hurt you. It simply means you're no longer carrying their actions as a burden on your soul. Take a moment to breathe that in. Place your hand on your heart again and say this out loud if you can. I forgive to set myself free. I forgive to reclaim my peace. I forgive not because they deserve it, but because I deserve it. Feel the power in those words. Let them sink into your being. Forgiveness is your superpower. It is your key to freedom. Letting go is an act of self-love, and self-love is the foundation of everything. If you don't already have a self-love practice, I encourage you to start one today. It can be as simple as looking in the mirror and saying, I love you, I forgive you, I am proud of you. At first, it might feel strange or even uncomfortable. That's okay. The more you do it, the more natural it will become. You are planting seeds of love in your heart, and over time, they will grow into a beautiful garden. I want you to imagine your future self, the version of you who has let go of the past, who has forgiven and moved forward. Picture them standing in front of you, smiling. What do they look like? How do they feel? Do you see how light and free they are? That version of you is not as far away as you think. They are within reach, waiting for you to take the steps to meet them. And every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to that freedom. Sometimes letting go feels like losing something, but in truth, you're gaining so much more. You're gaining the space to welcome new joys, new opportunities, new love. Imagine trying to hold on to a handful of sand. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you open your hand, the sand settles gently in your palm. Life is like that. The more we cling, the more we lose. But when we let go, we make room for life to flow naturally, beautifully. I know you might still have questions, doubts, fears. That's okay. Healing is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting the journey. You don't have to see the whole path to take the next step. You just have to trust that each step is leading you to a place of greater peace and understanding. As we go deeper into this process, I want to remind you of something very important. You are not alone. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, someone else has felt it too. Someone else has walked this path and come out the other side stronger, wiser, and more at peace. And if they can do it, so can you. You have that same strength within you. You always have. Let's take another deep breath together. Inhale the possibility of healing and exhale the weight of pain. With each breath, you're releasing a little more. With each breath, you're moving closer to freedom. You are so much more than your past, so much more than your pain. You are infinite, boundless, radiant. Never forget that. As we continue, I want you to think about the power of gratitude. Gratitude might feel like the last thing you want to embrace when you're hurting, but it's one of the most powerful tools for healing. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your energy from lack to abundance, from pain to possibility. Start small. What is one thing you're grateful for right now? Maybe it's the air you're breathing, the roof over your head, or the warmth of the sun. Whatever it is, hold it in your heart and let it fill you with light. Gratitude doesn't erase the hurt, but it gives you the strength to rise above it. It reminds you that even in the darkest moments, there is still light. And the more you focus on that light, the brighter it becomes. You are doing incredible work, my friend. Every moment you spend reflecting, forgiving, and letting go is a moment of profound transformation. You may not see the changes right away, but trust me, they are happening. Like seeds planted in the soil, your healing is growing beneath the surface, ready to bloom when the time is right. Let's pause here for now. Take a moment to honor yourself for the courage it takes to do this work. You are so much stronger than you know, and your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Remember, I'm here with you every step of the way, cheering you on, believing in you. Let me ask you something. Have you given yourself permission to feel? So often, we're taught to push our feelings aside, to suppress them because they're too much or too messy. But your emotions are not the enemy. They are part of your humanity, part of what makes you beautifully, uniquely you. If you've been holding back tears, let them flow. Tears are not a sign of weakness. They're a sign of release, of cleansing. They're a language your soul uses to speak when words are not enough. I want you to take a moment right now to sit with whatever you're feeling. Maybe it's anger, sadness, frustration, or even numbness. Whatever it is, welcome it like you would an old friend. Say, I see you. I honor you. Thank you for being here. When you acknowledge your emotions without judgment, you take away their power to control you. Instead, you create space for them to move through you and eventually leave. Now, let's talk about something that often holds us back from letting go: the stories we tell ourselves. We all have a narrative about what happened, about why someone hurt us, or why we're struggling to forgive. These stories can feel so real, so unshakable, but here's the truth. They are not the full picture. They're just one perspective, shaped by our pain and our past. And while those stories may have served a purpose at one point, it's okay to let them go when they no longer serve your healing. Think about the story you've been telling yourself about the person who hurt you. Maybe it's, they ruined my life, or I'll never be happy because of what they did. Now take a step back and ask yourself, is this story helping me, or is it keeping me stuck? If it's keeping you stuck, it's time to rewrite it. You don't have to deny what happened, but you can choose to frame it in a way that empowers you instead of holding you captive. For example, instead of saying, they took everything from me, you might say, they taught me how strong I am. Instead of, I'll never forgive them, you might say, I'm learning to forgive so I can be free. Do you see the difference? It's not about pretending everything is okay. It's about reclaiming your power to decide what this experience will mean for your life. Let's shift our focus for a moment to the concept of acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean agreeing with what happened or condoning it. It means recognizing reality as it is, without trying to fight or change it. When we resist reality, we create suffering. But when we accept it, we open the door to healing. Take a deep breath and say to yourself, I accept what has happened. I cannot change the past, but I can choose how I move forward. Feel the weight of resistance start to lift, even if it's just a little. Acceptance is not resignation. It's not giving up. It's choosing to stop fighting against the current and instead flow with the river of life. And when you flow, you find that the river carries you to places you never imagined, places of peace, joy, and newfound strength. I want to remind you again that forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It's not about letting someone else off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of anger and resentment. When you hold on to those emotions, they act like a poison, slowly eating away at your happiness and peace. But when you forgive, you neutralize that poison. You reclaim your energy, your joy, your life. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending the pain never happened. It means choosing not to let that pain define you. It means recognizing that you are so much more than what has been done to you. You are a being of infinite love, infinite potential, and infinite worth. Think of forgiveness as a bridge. On one side of the bridge is your pain, your anger, your sadness. On the other side is your freedom, your peace, your joy. Every act of forgiveness is a step across that bridge. Some steps may feel easy, others may feel impossibly hard. But with each step, you are moving closer to the life you deserve, a life unburdened by the weight of the past. As we near the end of this part of our journey, I want you to take a moment to visualize what letting go might look like for you. Close your eyes and imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean. In your hands, you're holding a heavy stone. This stone represents all the pain, anger, and resentment you've been carrying. Feel its weight. Acknowledge it. Now take a deep breath and throw that stone into the ocean. Watch as it sinks into the depths, disappearing from view. Feel the lightness in your hands, in your heart. This is the power of letting go. You don't have to carry that stone anymore. You don't have to carry the past with you into the future. You are free to release it, to let it sink into the depths where it can no longer weigh you down. And as you do, you make space for something new, something beautiful, something healing, something that feels like peace. Take another deep breath. Inhale the possibility of freedom and exhale the weight of the past. You are doing such incredible work, my friend. Each moment you spend reflecting, forgiving, and letting go is a moment of profound transformation. Trust in the process and trust in yourself. You are so much stronger than you realize, and you are so much closer to peace than you think. Let's pause here for now. Take this time to honor yourself for the bravery it takes to do this work. Remember, you are not alone. I am here with you, every step of the way. Together we are walking this path toward healing, toward freedom, toward love.